Hi, welcome to the Ezeetrader update. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, 26th of September. Okay, looking at the pound dollar first, and what we've seen here this morning is we saw particularly through the Asian selling session, we saw quite a sell-off. It's working its way back, which I'll show you in more detail in a moment. But this whole what we ended up doing is getting back within this pretty tight range that we've been sitting in for some time now. So we're just sort of sitting really between here and here. So it's boxed itself into a bit of a section. What could happen as we edge towards the end of the month is a bit of dollar buying, which may see both the euro and cable come off a little bit as the big boys start readjusting their holdings, etc. So it's quite frequent that we see a little bit of sell-offs, particularly towards the last couple of days of the month that you see here. Actually, sometimes it does actually go the opposite way, but often there's as we approach the end of the month, there is a bit of a sell-off even here. Pulled back a little bit here, although it rallied up first, but yeah, sometimes when it's a little bit more bullish and it's just a bit of dollar adjustments, but with this move that we've seen here, could easily slide off a little bit, so just wary of that as we near the end of the week. There are some key data figures coming out tomorrow, the GDP for the UK, US, so they may, although they're the final figures, any slight adjustments in those and comments that come out with them, any shocks or may certainly move the markets one way or the other. Okay, from a 4-hourly perspective, you can see a bit more what's happening today. We've just put this sort of like pipe bottom kicking in here. We are in this descending channel now. Whilst I could lean towards the bearish side of things here, can't overlook what we're seeing here either in terms of this channel. And if we were to come up to the top, well, yes, we could test, and it'd be quite, if it tested anywhere near today in the next 4 hours or so, over this 4 hours, next 4 hours, and we run up to this sort of level, maybe a good resistance point in terms of fading. But I'll look at what's happening if we're overbought and we've got signals later in the day. But for now, there's a weakness now. If it does hold in around that way, and next couple of days we could easily break out this channel and head back for the highs we saw on the 21st. Okay, so that's cable. Let's have a look at euro. Finally gets itself in and run it to a daily chart. And what we've seen here is a continuation of this sell-off. We're not a million miles away from this 200 moving average, which may give us a bounce if we were to get down there. It's not moving up as well today as the cables moved up significantly better. It's recovering, and it's sort of as I say, just coming to resistance levels now. But the euro's just it's struggling a little bit more here at the moment. It's been sold off all the way through. Oops, let's just bring down the 4-hourly. It's even broken through the 4-hourly 100 here now. It could reverse in this, and if we were to close above this previous 4-hour session, well, we could be in for a more significant move. But we've got the key sort of moving averages above us, and as you noticed, they're both pointing downwards here, so both likely to give resistance if we touch them. We've air kissed the 21 a couple of times, so may not have so much significance, but certainly generally when we come up towards a 50 MA on the 4-hourly, we'll see a bit more price action around it. It has sold off for such a long time, and we are in this descending channel, and one of the things is, if it does start doing a break, we could see a decent break of this, maybe somewhere around about there. We could see a decent break to the upside, but likewise we could just fall out the bottom. But if we come up, we've now sort of like 3 touches on there, any push up there. But as I say, the 21 may be a slight bit weaker because the air kisses, but the 50 above there may provide resistance. Whatever, I think in the next couple of days, just as cable is, will happen. We could well see some adjustments in holdings as we approach the end of the month, which could see the euro taking a bit more of a downside. Okay, let's have a look at the S&Ps. Whoops. In fact, let's have a look at the S&P cash market. Let's just show you what's happened here. A bit more of a significant sell-off occurred here yesterday on the close. We saw quite a move down. Again, we could be just seeing some adjustments towards the end of the month, and it could adjust itself a bit further. Just looking across here, we've got quite a strong channel running up around about there somewhere, but we are in that solid channel. Has had a very good run on the dailies. Come out to the weeklies here, made new highs all the way through, so it's we're not a million miles away from the sort of the 2007 highs, etc. It's sort of certainly heading in that sort of towards that region. We've just taken out the 2008 highs here. It's we're just a way off, but has had a good run so far. Could still push up some more as we run through the year, so I'm not betting against it significantly, but for now it's certainly looking weak on a daily point of view. We could come back and test the bottom of this channel again. So let's just have a look at where we are. Okay, so this is the futures at the moment, and it's really not, we just found a bit of support here, but suggesting the same sort of weakness as we run through here, and we could just see a continuation. If we close down below today, down even further, well, I think we just see a sell off towards the end of the month. Oops, let's just run it down to the 4 hourly support wise. Well, we got, this to me is just all weakness. We've got almost like a bear flag going on here. We've broken the bottom of that, maybe a little oversold, but it could still well come down and head towards the 4 hourly 200. So it looks rather weak to me. Let's have a look at gold. Oops, sorry. Gold was doing pretty well. It got more choppy as we reached the top here. It started diverging around these highs here. Had nice blowout sort of day. Reversal never really came to much. That reversal, there was a pivot swing there, which if it broken the bottom of that, may have seen some further downside. For me, as with most of the things, I'm still thinking we could end up a little bit choppy, but the bias may be still towards the downside a bit more here, for at least some sort of bigger correction. We've stepped ourselves out of this channel that I was talking about on the last update. We could, well, that may just suggest it doesn't want to sell off strongly, but corrections can be fast coming in gold when they occur. So overall, as I say, there was a divergence. Looks a tad weak to me at the moment. It's just holding in there now. Previously, when we've had these patterns, the period of consolidation has been relatively short relative to this current period, which may suggest it's just topping out a little bit as we run through. So that's it. That's gold. So overall, just got to be watching the rebalancing acts going on as we close the month. There are a few key numbers coming out. As I say, GDP tomorrow for the UK, US. There's not much more today of significance. Consumer spending then on Friday would be more interesting. Retail sales in France, Germany. Personal spending in the US, so we've got those sort of figures coming through. So there are some nice numbers that may just create a bit of movement on the last day. We'll see. Okay, that's it for me. Hope you have a great week. Kevin will be back on Friday.